10 things I wish I knew as a new player in 7 days to die. First tip, whenever you are building and want to cycle through different rotations for a specific block, you might accidentally pass the one that you needed. More specifically, I'm talking about the advanced rotation, where there's like 20 different rotations to choose from. You might accidentally pass the one you want and have to cycle through all over again. Well, fear no more, because if you press R, you can simply go back to the previous block rotation. This is a game changer for those who didn't know this and choose to go through the entire cycle each time like I did. Next, doing the first 10 trader quests as fast as possible is the best thing to do to get the bicycle. You can check your trader progression by going to the menu, then clicking on the exclamation point. You will see your current tier points and what you need to get to the next tier. These tier points are achieved by completing quests, with the amount being dependent on the tier number. So, for example, if you are on a tier 3 quest, each one will give you 3 points. But it takes 30 points to go from tier 3 to tier 4, which would still make it 10 quests. You can still decide to do easier quests, but the progression and the rewards will be worse. Also, remember to double dip with quests. Before you start the quest, you can loot the POI, then start the quest to loot it again. More specifically, you should do this with bookstores and Savage Country. If you do reach the next tier and notice that you don't have the next tier quest, either back out and go back into the game, or wait for the next game day and the quests will update, assuming you don't already have a quest active with that trader. I did mistakenly say that it takes 7 quests to progress to the next tier in my 50 plus tricks video, so I did make that correction here, but if you do want to see a bunch of quick beginner tips and tricks, make sure to check out that video after this one. I will tag it at the end. Vitamins can be pretty OP. Not only are they used to prevent infections, but you can also take vitamins to be able to eat old sham sandwiches, drink murky water and river water, without having to worry about getting sick. But do know that drinking the murky and river water does do 5 damage at a time to you. If you do want to drink water without worrying about the damage, then try to get the purifier mod. When wearing the water purifier mod, you drink dirty water without taking any damage. But do know that drinking clean water will still yield more with 20 versus the 10 you get from the dirty water. If you are able to get a bucket, you can place some water in your base for an unlimited source of water, which you can also drink safely from with a water filter. You may have noticed the loot respawn setting as you are getting into the game. If you notice some loot containers were not refilling, that is because the timer will reset if you are near the loot container. To have that loot container reset, you can leave one item inside of the loot container. For example, you can just leave a piece of plastic, and then after 7 days have passed, you can take it out, and then the loot stash will refill right in front of you. You specifically want to do this with high yielding loot stashes such as safes and cop cars. I've mentioned previously, but you can get honey from tree stumps, which can be used to cure up to 5% infection. The main reason I'm bringing this up again is because you can actually track the Harvest Honey challenge, which will actually highlight tree stumps for you, making them much easier to spot. Once again, the honey rate is 20% chance for one in normal tree stumps, and then a 40% chance for those near POIs. Next thing is to leave a crate near the trader. You should do this so that you can leave items such as coins and items you want to sell, so that you can stack them up and do them all at once. You may also come across some bartering boosts, whether it's armor such as the Enforcer helmet, Preacher helmet, Athletic helmet, or the Ranger helmet. By the way, if you do have the option to craft any of these, you should either do the Enforcer helmet or the Ranger helmet, as it gives up to 20% boost for both buying and selling. You may also come across the cigar mod or edibles such as the pumpkin cheesecake, sugar butts, and Grandpa's awesome sauce. If you also happen to find the Magnum Enforcer Volume 4, this will give you another 5% bonus when you hold out a 44 gun. Try to get as many of these bonuses and stack up as much stuff to sell as you can. Then, do everything at once with as much bonus as you can get. Also, it's good to know that you can use repair kits on weak weapons and armor to sell them for more dukes. You are more likely to get a better return on investment. Also, if you find a bunch of magazines which you already read, it's better to sell them to the traders for XP and dukes. If you want to know if you already read something, look at the book icon on the top of the item. This will either be opened if you already read it or closed if you have not. Now moving on to number 8, a life-saving perk I wish I knew earlier is Parkour.
Parkour!
Parkour is a great perk you can use to get away from many dangerous situations. I recommend upgrading it to the 2nd tier to be able to jump 2 blocks high. This will help you get out of reach of zombies very often. If you do max it out, you can jump 3 blocks high, but this can be very risky and annoying, as it may cause more harm than good. While you may be able to jump 3 blocks high, it's not very practical for your normal playing. So try to at least upgrade it to tier 2, and I think it's best to leave it at that. Next, you should know that when you are building your horde base, it's good to know that if zombies fall and take damage, they will enter rage mode and start destroying the nearest blocks they see. To prevent this, you have to go above 12 blocks. If a zombie falls and takes damage 12 blocks away, they will not enter destroy mode and will go right back to the path to get to you. Make sure to consider this when building your horde base. Lastly, watch out for screamers and avoid them in general. If you didn't know, screamers will come out when you are generating a lot of heat, and you are likely generating heat in many different ways. Workbenches, forges, campfires, and chemistry stations all generate heat when active. Also, doing certain actions such as mining also generates heat. To reduce heat, turn off things you don't need on, and also try to not use multiple at once. When you are mining, make sure to crouch to reduce the heat, and once you unlock the auger, this will generate a lot of heat, so if you want to avoid screamers, you might want to look to using a steel pickaxe instead. But if you also want the XP from killing zombies, then maybe just make as much heat as you can. Bonus tip, make sure to subscribe and check out one of the videos here. Also, if you want to leave a tip and become a YouTube member and get your name here, then make sure to check out the link in the description. You also get access to all the past live stream VODs for 7 Days to Die, and make sure to pull up till the next one. Hope you guys got something useful from this. Till next time, love ya, see ya.